OJ wrote a book called If I Did It. That book is on the internet. In the chapter about the murder, he's mentioning that another person is there. In that chapter, he's not saying who it is, but he's saying another person is there. Listen, is it really that much? Like, I interviewed Boosie, for example. Boosie said that he will not testify against his son if he did a murder. He will not do it. Mm-hmm. And honestly, knowing Boosie the way I know him, who was on death row, facing multiple murders, who managed to beat it, I actually believe that Boosie would do exactly what he said. This is a very dicey kind of situation. You're completely against it, though.
Yeah.
So if your own child came to you and said, Dad, I just killed somebody, I need you to help me.
You gotta understand, Queso dad been killing. Like, this nigga been like that. You ain't fucking with this nigga wasn't working at no car shop. Like, they burnt this fucking car shop up. My cousin lost his car in this fucking car shop.
Okay, I don't know the story about the dad. Okay, so the dad was
like the dad ain't no fucking, you think this a camp coach? Queso dad is a fucking, like, he like that.
Okay.
Like, he's fucking like that. He been like that.
That's why he's
like, this dude ain't no bitch ass nigga.
Okay.
I ain't have nothing against Queso. I knew Queso dad from my cousin working a Queso dad work on his cars.
Okay.
Like, Queso dad been like, he ain't no bitch ass nigga. Queso dad ain't no, like, niggas know Queso dad in Duval. Like, nigga, like, you led him wrong too. You led him wrong.
There are certain people in this world that will not testify and put their child in prison for the rest of their life. Okay? Is it really out of the range of possibility that OJ actually was protecting his son the whole time?
I think it was ridiculous.
And he was involved in it as well, though. So basically, he knew that he was going down for it. He didn't want to drag his son down with him. No?
I don't believe that for
a
millisecond.
All right. No. But you actually know what happened.
I don't even want to put myself out there, but if this man's best friend, who was with him on the same day,
would you admit a murder to your best friend? I wouldn't.
You don't have to. Your best friend knows.
Okay.
You can say no, I didn't. Just like, Michael, did you murder someone? Go ahead, ask me.
Michael, did you murder somebody?
No, I didn't. It doesn't matter what I say. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, come on. There's so many things. I could fill up an hour talking about how that doesn't make sense on so many levels. And the fact that if you really want to believe something, you're going to stretch out there and grab it. And if you want to believe that his son did it, you're going to, with all the intelligence you have, you're going to justify the thought of, oh, wait a second, maybe. But yeah, if the prosecution walked down the road of saying that, hey, maybe this is a setup, they would have won. I asked this to Robert Shapiro, and he admitted something to me,
which is,
thank goodness that the prosecution did not do that. In so many words, he said it that way. He goes, Robert Kardashian, I'm not Kardashian, Robert Shapiro was OJ's lawyer.
One of them, yeah.
Yeah, one of his lawyers who's, no joke, he loves boxing and, he's like a real down-to-earth kind of, very common sense kind of guy. There's things I've been privy to that, folks in the know kind of, in certain ways, they don't wonder, they would not agree that his son might have done it.
Well, look, I saw the documentary about the OJ Simpson's trial, and they brought a very good point. So, for example, the trial lasted 11 months, right? So when you look at the jury, the type of people that ended up staying on the jury were not professionals and college-educated people with real careers. Like, what type of working man or woman could take 11 months out of their life and have to live in a damn motel room and forth.
Yeah, bro.
You know, and at the end of the process, you have the conspiracy theorists and the low income, uneducated, you know, people who believe that everyone's out to get them and so forth. And that's who ultimately decided OJ's fate.
Yeah, because
you know, everyone who had a real job was saying, fuck this trial. I'm out of here. Yes, Your Honor. I went and read something about the trial, so now I can't be in it. Get me the fuck up out of here. I'm going back to work.
Yeah, because that man, he said the N-word. That man said the N-word, which proves, now, if it was a TV show, that'd be all you need, right? And it was a TV show.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because the man said that, then, I mean, because if there's a desire for someone to want to exonerate him, I mean, I think OJ's lawyers were really smart, and they knew people.
Mark Furman was a racist. That's established.
Yeah.
Mark Furman didn't like black people. He was a racist. I get it. I think that was an important part of that trial. But did that mean that he had the means to actually set up this whole situation in the way it did? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Nowadays, man, how many times? You know how the setup crew, would have to trust that none of them is going to snitch.
Right.
Because if one of them snitched, your life is over.
Yeah, everyone's going to prison.
Nowadays, come on. You can't keep nothing secret. Somebody's going to snitch because they get a book deal. So, really? So, if you walk yourself down it, you know, it's just, it's you know, to me, it's interesting because it just tells how people think and how nowadays, I kind of feel like juries should be educated. What if just for shits and giggles, what if 12 jurors were all lawyers? What if that happened? Well, they'd know all the tricks, but they would also know what the truth is because they would understand the strategy of each lawyer. They go, yeah, he's got to do that because this and that and whatever. But this person did it. So maybe they then vote their conscience on what's right or wrong instead of what got seeped through the cracks of the law. Interesting, you know, just a thought. But what if jurors were educated and know the tricks? Because from the time we've had juries till now, you've had lawyers who have studied regular folks and how to manipulate that jury.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not fair.
No, look, I mean, when you talk about these high profile trials, and it was interesting, right? Because I remember when it happened, I talked to my mother, who was working for the government at the time, right? And I said, "What do you think of the OJ trial?" And she's like, "Well, they you know, OJ's dream team beat a bunch of government employees."
Yep.
And I'm a government employee. I understand the level of skill in my coworkers compared to who OJ put together. I mean, you talk about juries, when you talk about these big dollar, you know, wealthy trials, they have jury specialists.
Yes, absolutely.
That's not even a lawyer. That's just someone on the team that sits there and is analyzing every potential jury member and saying, get this person out of here. They're going to vote against us.
Exactly.
No, keep this person. Do whatever it takes to keep this. That person, you see the way they move their hand? That meant that they're sympathize and The prosecution doesn't have that.
Not at all.
It's a government employee. You know, Chris Darden went on to pretty much do nothing, after, as well as Marsha Clark. And neither one of them became established career-wise after that.
Yeah, and what personalities do they have in comparison to Johnny Cochran?
Yeah.
You know,
Johnny Cochran is
Johnny Cochran is the
showman.
rhyming thing. You know what I mean?
If it don't fit, you must quit.
When that happened, I'm like, oh hell. To me, that would have worked on the opposite for me. I'm like, if
it does fit, you must quit.
Yeah, I'm like, and then OJ goes, like, what? I'm an actor. I know that. Like, here's a dry ass glove, right? You got a dry hand, and you can't get it. I'm like, They're buying this. They're buying
Well,
this.
there was more to it. Actually, if you watch the documentary, apparently
he had a rubber glove on underneath, didn't he?
Well, and he had some sort of medical condition that was causing his hands to swell up, and he was not taking the medication on purpose.
You can give
there's a lot
you
going
can
on
give
there.
me a catcher's mitt, and I can act like I can't get the damn thing on. I mean, come on, it's entertaining, but I'm like,
and
man,
there's a basic, there's really a basic rule in being a lawyer, and I've interviewed, a number of very high-end lawyers, and that is that you never ask a question
that you don't know the answer
that you don't know the answer to.
Right,
so the fact that they had him try on the glove, not knowing whether it'll fit or not,
right.
the prosecutor really dropped the ball on that one.
It doesn't matter because they showed a picture of OJ in the stands at a football game with gloves that fit right here. Didn't matter. It didn't matter. If you're the congregation, you can see a video of your minister like conducting the said act, and you still in your mind are going to exonerate him. They had the picture of OJ with ill-fitting gloves. Mm-hmm. Didn't matter. Because that's because you're playing the personalities, man. Yeah. These people were professional. It's fascinating when you look at it, but it comes down to like just human nature. If you study human nature, you can make that work for you.